it's Jonathan from G4 Guitar Schools in Blair, Athol. Today we're going to be checking out the 12-bar blues. So what I just played a 12-bar blues in E just then, and that's the key we're going to base today's lesson out of. I'm going to show you how to construct a blues, how to play a blues, and how it all works. So let's get right onto it. Alright, let's get right into it. So we're going to be checking out the blues, and it's going to be the way the blues is structured and how we can put the chords and what chords to put in where. Alright, so the one thing I need you guys to know from the start is the blues is based around 12 bars. So I've pre-written 12 bars up on the board here. So the first 4 bars, we call that the 1 chords. We use the 1 chord in through there. So I'm going to write 1 up here at the start of this, and that's for 4 bars. Now, in bar 5, we're going to put what we call a 4 chord. And then 2 bars later, we're going to put the 1 chord again for another 2 bars. Then on bar 9, we're going to do the 5 chord for 1 bar, the 4 chord again for 1 bar, and then we're going to go back to the 1 chord. Now you're probably thinking, what do I mean by 1s, 4s, 5s? We're going to get right into that now. So it's all to do with the scale, and in this case we're going to be doing it in E, because that's the key I played it in at the start of the video. So we're going to write down the E major scale. So the E major scale is this: E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and then back to E. Cool, so we've got that scale written out. Now we're going to label these letters, these scale letters, as a number. So E, we're going to go 1, F sharp 2, G sharp 3, A 4, B 5, C sharp 6, D sharp 7, and E is back to 8 or 1. So now we've got the E major scale written out. I want you to ignore all the notes in that scale except for the 1, the 4, and the 5. So they're the most primary and dominant chords in the scale, and that is the chords or the notes that we're going to be looking at for the E blues. So these 1, 4, and 5 are also our chords. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write these chords down, replace the 1 with an E. So every 1, I'm going to put an E in there. So that E is for 4 bars. I'm just going to do a little bit of a repeat signy thing in there. Beautiful. Then we're going to go to the 4 chord. So we're going to go down here. 4 is A, so we're going to replace that with an A. And that's for 2 bars. Then we're going to go back to our 1, which is an E for 2 bars. Then we're going to go to our 5, go along here, find 5, and that's a B. Then we're going to go to our 4, which is an A again. And then we're going to go back to our 1, which is an E. And we're going to do that for 2 bars. And that gives us our 12-bar blues. So what we're going to do now is have a play through that, get familiar with those chords. So what we're going to do now is just rehash these chords just to make sure that you know what the chords are. So our E chord, first finger, first fret on the G string, second finger, second fret on the A string, and third finger, second fret on the 4th string like so. And you're going to strum all 6 strings. Now our A chord is all first, second, and third finger are in the 2nd fret from the 4th string down. So first finger on the 4th string, second finger on the 3rd, and the 3rd finger on the 2nd, like so, all bunched in like that, in that 2nd fret. And then we're going to strum from the 5th string down. There's our A. Now, we're going to make the B a B7. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to put our 2nd finger on our B note, which is our 2nd fret on the A string, first finger, 1st fret on the D string, 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the G string, and 4th finger 2nd fret on the 1st string, and you're going to play 5 strings, the bottom 5 strings. You get that B7. So we've got E, A, and then B7. Cool, so before continuing on, I just want you to make sure that you can get those chords all sounding nice and clean, making sure you can change between A, E, B7, E. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to play through the chord progression on the blues. So let's give it a shot, starting with our E chord. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So E, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay on the E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third bar. Last time. 1, 2 to A chord. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Back to E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now to B7. Ready? And change. 1, 2 to A. Go. 1, 2, 3 to E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So that there is the blues. Let's do that one more time. So making sure that we do 4 bars at E, 2 bars at A, 2 bars at E, 1 on B7, 1 on A, and 2 on E to finish with. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep it going. 2, 3, 4, keep it going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 2, A, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Back to E, go. Now let's go to our B7. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 to A. 4. 1, 2, 3 to E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, you just played through the blues. So what we're going to do now is just expand that into another little simple blues progression. So the next step is we're going to make all these chords 7 chords now. So we've already got the B7. So if I make the E a 7 now, and the A a 7, now we're going to get that sort of dominant sounding blues. Alright, so an E7. All we're going to do from our E is take our 3rd finger off. There's an E7. Alternatively, keep that E and put that 4th finger on the D, which is our 3rd fret on the B string. You get that 7 sound. Alright, A7, 2 ways. We can take that middle finger off, that 2nd finger, off the 3rd string, and continue to play it. That's an A7. Alternatively, put the 4th finger on the G, 3rd fret on the 1st string. Cool. So now let's try to play it through as 7 chords. It's exactly the same, and we'll get that more that dominant sort of sound, and it's more bluesy. So let's give it a shot. Substituting the every chord with a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A7, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E7, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now B7. 1, 2, 3 to A7. the next step with the blues, that is basically our simple blues progression. So what we're going to be doing now is just incorporating a few other little bluesy things to this. So I'm going to do it in a different colour texture so we can see the difference. So on bar 2, what we're going to do is going to chuck the 4 chord in there again. I'm going to put an A7 in there and then go back to an E7 in bar 3. That'll just add that bluesiness to it. Then we go back to A7, that second 4 bars is all the same until we get to the very end, and we're going to put a 5 chord back in B7, and that's going to take us back to the top. So 5 always goes to 1. We'll talk a bit more about that in another lesson. It'll probably be a theory lesson. So just keep in the back of your head, 5 chord or a B7 always goes to E. 5 always goes to 1. We'll talk a bit more about that later. So let's give it a shot now at playing through the blues with those added little substitutions. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4, E7. Then to A7. Now to E7. Then back to A7. 1, 2, E7, go. Awesome, so that there is your basic blues progression for chords. With this blues progression, what you can do is you can practice doing your E minor pentatonic or your E blues scale over the blues here. So if you're playing along, so that there is where the scales and these chords all come into it, and that's when we can start having fun. Once we get the understanding of these chords and how they work, then we can start having fun with it, and that's where music and playing the guitar just relaxes you, and you can have a lot of fun jamming over this. So yeah, get to know the blues chords in E, and then what you can do is you can also substitute into a different key by exactly doing what we've done there. Write out the scale, number each of those letters, and replace the 1s, the 4s, the 5s with that. And yeah, have a look at the little 1, 4, 5 little diagram, the little PDF that is attached in the comments box below. There's a link for that one, so click on that link so you can download that one. So that will help you know what chords to play. All you need to do is write out your scale and substitute the chords into there. My name's Jonathan from G4 Guitar Schools in Blair, Athol. If you've got any questions, please ask in the comments below, send me an email, or talk to your local G4 guitar teacher. Enjoy the blues.